Hello, welcome to Explor-eBook. This will be a short 15-minute introductory training taking you through how to log in, find your associated class, how to create student accounts, how to assign content to your students, how to access the content and the features available to you, how to send assessments and create assignments and send those to your students, and finally how you can grade those assessments and assignments once they've been sent to your student accounts associated with your class. This video will take place in about 15 minutes. It's very condensed. Feel free to pause it along the way as you follow along in your own accounts. The first thing I would like you to do is please go on to Explor-eBook.com. It's best if you use the web browser Safari or Chrome or Mozilla. I found they work better than Internet Explorer. Please punch in your username and your password that's been assigned to you and hit login. You are logging in as a teacher. Immediately you'll notice that you have a dashboard in front of you that will show you how long students have been accessing the content in your class. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to teach you to do is how to find your associated class. So if you scroll down here to class, you will find the classes associated with you. You can go ahead and just click on that, and there will either be students or there won't be students. I'm assuming that since this is the first time you've been accessing it, there will not be students. So I'd like to show you how to create a student. You'll notice here you have several different things that you can access. Please go to the first one, Student. And simply you have two options. I would like you to add student here. Punch in their first name, last name, create a username for them. You can either create their own password or generate a password here. I recommend whatever you feel is most comfortable, and then assign them with your class here. And then simply hit save. Okay. Once you've added students and you go back to your class, you'll notice that your students will pop up right here. Okay. So take a minute and make sure that you understand how to create a student and create a sample student. That is the best way for you to get familiar with Explor-eBook, is to create a sample student and go through assigning content and assignments to that student, and then logging in as a teacher and seeing what that looks like when the student responds. Go back and forth from your teacher account to your sample student account, and that will be the quickest way for you to learn how to use Explor-eBook efficiently before you start using it in the classroom instructionally. So the next thing I want to teach you how to do is assign content. So if you go to Learning Content, you will have access to your library. You can manage content. If you click Manage Content, this will show you, as the teacher, how to filter through. You can refine your search and filter through by grade level, by subject area, Lexile, DRA level, guided reading level, or theme. For instance, if I click Earth Science, you can see all the Earth Science titles pop up. If I want to find a book on animals at 3rd through 5th grade, I can filter through both of those things, and then all my titles will pop up. Alright. You can also search by skill or title up here. If you wanted something on George Washington, you can do that. But I want to teach you how to assign content to your students. You have two options. You can simply select all 500 titles with a click of this button right here, and they're all selected. Or you can specifically type in the name of the content that you want to assign, and you can assign multiple titles. I'm going to hit select all, and then assign it to the class. Find your class, or you can assign it to a group within your class, or you can assign it to a specific student. For the ease of use, let's just assign it to your class. So you would just click the classroom and then hit assign. All those titles would then be assigned to all the students in your class. Until you do that, a student will log in and will not have any content assigned to them. Under teacher resources, it's going to be very valuable for you. You will find lesson plans for every title in the books. But in terms of how do I, or finding quick videos or FAQ documents on how to add students, the do's and don'ts of blogging, Explor-eBook titles with accelerated quizzes, accelerated reader quizzes. Here's a book list by lesson, a book list by lesson skill. And here's videos on how do you assign content, how do you associate with a class, how do you assign homework. So I recommend going into the teacher resources under learning content, and that's where you can find a lot of these helpful videos. All right, if you want to, so we just went over creating a student and assigning content to the student. Now I want to show you what it looks like to access content. When your kids log in, your students will have access to the titles that you associate with their account. Now when they log in, they will have access to books. And let me give you an example of some of the features that they will have access to. So the book will load. Depending on your internet speed, it will affect the speed at which your book loads. And here's the front cover page. Just click on the arrow to go from page to page. You have access to, again, 70% nonfiction text. So whatever if you click on play up here, it'll read the text aloud.
A Marine base. Welcome to Camp Lejeune. It's one of the largest military bases in the country.
You can zoom in over here. If there's a bolded word, if you click on it, it'll define it for you.
Camp Lejeune.
Down here, if you see any icons, this will be a fluency check. So students will be able to record their fluency, hit record, and submit that to you as a teacher, so you can get a quick check on their fluency. Students will also be able to, as well as you as a teacher, you can model whole group. Students can work independently on close reading. They can annotate, they can highlight, they can erase, they can change the color by clicking on that bucket. All right. Anything that you save will be saved in your account for the next time that you access that. You can also add in notes right here and save that for access later on. There will be 2 videos found in each book. And if you wanted to access as a teacher where those videos are or where your lesson plan is, you would simply come over here to the left column on resources, and for the videos you could just click on that and it'll take you directly to that page where you can play that video. Looks like I'm having a bit of trouble with my internet connection here. If you go back to resources, oh, there's the video loading there. If you go back to resources and you click on the same area and you click on Documents, it'll take you to this page right here where you will have access to a PDF of the lesson plan. Now, every title has a lesson plan created specifically for digital instruction in the classroom. So you're going to have all of your 4 language domains and a whole group lesson, and then down here a guided practice lesson as well as independent. It'll take you through step by step. It'll have blog suggestions and graphic organizers as well. There's a KWL chart and a writing prompt. You can go ahead and save this or print it out for your students to access. Every title has a lesson plan. Alright, so that is the gist of the content. Please play around with it, become familiar with it. If you get to the back of the book, and again I just click this little 4 square icon, you'll have a word work activity, comprehension activity, and then the third one is an assessment down at the bottom. This third assessment at the bottom of the page will actually send that to you as the teacher. Alright, so you'll notice that there's matrix. There's no longer, this is asking for two selections, so there's no longer A, B, and C. You'll see a lot of smarter, balanced type questioning here, as well as a written response, and you can attach an image as a student. When you save or submit, this will go to you as the teacher. Students can also use this little button to hide their response, to go back into the text to find an answer in the text and complete their submitted response by using this little icon right here. Alright, so I'm going to X out of this. I'm going to save that for later. So that is the accessing the content as well as the assessments. The assessments, again, are in the back of the book. You can also create assignments. So I'm going to hide that and click down here on assignments. And you can manage assignment, add an assignment. I'm going to add an assignment. This is where you as a teacher can go ahead and create your own assignment for your class. You could call it inferencing. Alright, inferencing. You can add a description on what you want students to do. So this is going to be like your instructions right here for the students. So in other words, please read this title and such, associate it with a title, with a book, and then associate it with a class, right? Or with a group that you can create, or with an individual student, and then create a due date and save. So basically this can be a performance task, this can be a homework assignment, this can be an in-class assignment, a group project. And once you create this and shoot it out to your students, they will now have access to that. The best way to figure out how this works is to, again, use that sample student that you create an assignment, submit it and to that sample student, log out as a teacher, log in as a student, and try that. Okay, down here you have access to a blog as well through the social. The group allows you to create subgroups within your class. So you can differentiate by levels of learners, however you want to do it. I have different college names for different groups. Simply click Add Group and it's very intuitive there. And then the blog allows you to create a blog. You can manage and moderate that blog before the student responses actually post, just by clicking moderate. You can permit or reject. Okay, but bottom line is this is your central command here where you have content, assignments, assessments, class, and students. Play around with it, become familiar with it, and I will be in touch with you shortly to answer any additional questions that you might have. Thank you so much for using Explor-eBook. I'm excited to continue to help you along the way.